So, Katrina, tell me what drew you to this project and to this character in particular.
Well, I loved the script when I first read it. It's funny, it's witty, and it's really touching and kind of heart-touching at moments as well. And it has a really good message behind it. So I really responded to the script as a whole, but specifically the character of Bo is just she's really interesting. She has, a very interesting, troubled background. And she's not a simple person. She's very complex, and there's so much, behind her eyes. And I just really was excited to play that character because, she's very different than me, and it was really, really fun to take on a character that was more troubled and kind of, was trying to find her way in life.
How is the character different from you?
I think she's so different than me in so many ways. I mean, I guess the only way that we're similar is that, I think that there have been times in my life where I felt a little bit lost and didn't really know what I was going to do next, and I didn't really, have it all together. And I think, that's how I related to her. But for the most part, she's that kind of girl who says what she wants when she wants to. She doesn't have any inhibitions, and she's just kind of like living like a free spirit. And she also, behind all of that, there's a lot of trouble, and there's, a lot of pain behind, the tough exterior that she has. So I think that's, I think I'm a little bit more, I think I have my stuff together a little bit more than she does.
Uh-huh.
But it was really, really fun to play a character that, had a lot to learn.
And plus, it's probably incredibly refreshing to get a real good character-driven movie. I mean, it feels like these kind of movies are getting rarer and rarer. Do you find that is the case going through scripts and stuff when you're reading for new parts and so forth?
Yeah, I think that finding a script, especially in film, is sometimes difficult to find a character that you really love and really want to play because there are so many movies that you can kind of just easily glaze over the characters. It could be anyone. But this movie really does have amazing character development, and every character is so unique and so likable and so interesting. And I think that's what makes this movie work so well, is because you really care about every character and you genuinely want to know what happens with them. And so, yeah, I think that TV is having a huge moment right now, and there's so much great content on TV. And I think that in film, it's kind of it's harder to find that character that you absolutely love. Mm-hmm. But I definitely love this character, and they did the writer Sean did such a great job with developing all these incredible characters.
What was it like working with him? I know it's his first feature. So how did you find working with him?
I loved working with him. I think he's so talented and so great. And I also just really love working with the director who also wrote the film that he's directing, because he just they have so much more of an attachment to it. And, it came from him. So it was really great to be able to, talk to him and develop the character, ask him all the questions that I had. And, it seems like way more personal when you have a director who also wrote the project.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you've done a lot of great work on TV. I mean, 30 Rock, of course, and Public Morals. And, episodic TV, I know, has a little bit in common with independent film in that they're usually shot very quickly. Do you like working at that kind of pace?
I do. Yeah. I've done a lot of indie movies where you do have to kind of work quickly, and I do like that, and that's how TV is as well. It means that as a whole group, you all have to be really prepared. Everyone has to come in really strong, and I like that. I like working around people who are really passionate and really prepared, and I think in the long run, it makes for a better film or show.
Hard sells are pretty. It reminds me a little bit of a risky business or something like that, and I love that genre of film. Do you have a particular favorite from the sort of coming of age genre?
I loved those movies growing up. And Ferris Bueller, I think, is still one of my favorites of all time.
Me too.
And yeah, like you said, it was such a great movie. You can still watch it now, and it's amazing. The Hardtail definitely draws upon that genre, and it has lots of shades of that in it. And I think those movies are just really good feel-good movies, and you'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll relate to it, and it's down to earth and realistic. So I think that's what people are really going to love about this movie.
Of course, one of your co-stars is Kristin Chenoweth. Do you have any comments about your experience working with her?
Oh, she's just so wonderful. I think she's such a talented actress. I'd never seen her play a part like this, and she did a phenomenal job. And just on top of that, she's a really sweet person. She's one of the nicest people I've worked with. And she was really just so, she loved the project so much, and she was just down to, work with all of us and do an amazing job. And I had a great time working with her.
Have you gotten a chance to see the movie with an audience? How does at a festival or at any screenings?
I have not. No, I haven't yet.
Huh?
I'm going to be going to a screening this weekend, so that will be my first time. I always get a little embarrassed and a little bit shy about it because I just, I like this movie so much, but it's also just hard for me to watch myself, especially around other people. So
that's a pretty common thing, I think, amongst actors and even directors. I mean, even lots of directors can't watch their own movies because all they see is the mistakes or the things that they want to change or whatever.
Or like with me, I'm like, why did I make that weird face or what? Like, kind of like nitpick everything. So I try not to do that, but it's a little hard not to.
Right. Do you have a dream role or somebody that you would really like to collaborate with, either an actor or a director out there or a writer even?
I would love to work on an action movie. I haven't ever done like a real action movie, and I would love to work on one. I just think that the idea of like all the physically demanding elements that go into that would be really, really fun.